Hey, welcome back everyone. I am doing another updated horror book cover, vintage book covers video, whatever. So this is my second one that I have done. The first one I did, I showed off a few of the favorite covers that I have. I have now sorted through the majority of what I have or what I own currently, and I have set aside a large bundle of different horror books that I am keeping for my personal collection. I have many duplicates, and I also have several of them that I've just decided not to keep, but these are the ones that I have chosen to keep so far. I'm going to just show you the covers, maybe talk a little bit about it here and there, but for the most part, this is just going to be so that you guys can see the awesome vintage horror covers or paperback from hell type covers from all these awesome horror books that have been kind of neglected over the years, but had a nice little resurgence here recently. And I'm trying to read through many of them. So that's why this one's up to begin with. This is actually what I'm reading right now, and surprisingly, it's really good. I am enjoying it so much. I'm just burning through it because it is so enjoyable to read and not at all what I was expecting. So it's pretty exciting. I'll have a review up for it shortly. But this one is what I'm currently reading right now as part of my, Halloween themed reading for the month. So this is the first one I started with, Stage Fright. This is a reprint, if you could see right there, from Paperbacks from Hell. There's a company that reprints some of the old Paperback from Hell books. And this one by itself, if I had the original, it's worth, over $100 on eBay. So hard one to come by. Definitely keep your eye out for it. If you see that, you're going to want to pick it up. And it's worth reading too, not just for the cool cover, but it is worth reading. So, so far, that's number one, current read. This one was on my list for the month, but I did a little poll and had people vote, and this one wasn't one of the picked ones for the month. So, although it did get some votes, it didn't win a top spot. So, but I do have it on my list because it just looks really interesting, and I want to read it. So, Stephen George, The Forgotten, really, really cool cover. This one, another one that's a reprint. Let's Go Play at the Adams, Paperback from Hell. Supposedly this one is supposed to be, yeah, that sounds right. Okay, yeah. Apparently, this book is disturbing. So, this, even though I did the poll and this one wasn't on that list because I got it after I put that poll up, I may read this month because, why not? So we'll see. It'll go at the end of the month if I do. So, but apparently it's a disturbing one. It is a reprinted one. I would love to get originals of all these at some point, but I do want to read them. So that's why I picked these reprinted copies up. So, all right. Locust, also on my list this month to read. Disturbing cover. There are many covers for this one. I love these animal attacks type ones. And Guy Smith has written a lot of different stuff. I have a few more that you'll probably see here coming up. Killer crabs and different stuff like that. Awesome. Most of Guy Smith's stuff is hard to find. So, Andrew Niederman, Pin. I've heard this is an exceptional book. Really enjoyable, and this one is on my list to read this month, and it does have a peekaboo cover. So, peekaboo. A little disturbing, but a little awesome at the same time. Guy's like, whoa, bro. Why are you touching her cheek, bro? That's what I got from that. That's what I took from that there. Another one on my list for the month, Bloodworm, John Halkin. He's the author of Slime and Slither, which I do have Slither. I don't remember if I have Slime. We'll find out in a minute. But look at that cover. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful, gorgeous cover. This one is an original, and it's in pretty darn good shape. So that one is on my list to read for the month. Also, I'm going to go through those first because they happen to be sitting here right in front of me. Another paperback from hell, The Little People, John Christopher. The original cover is much better, but I couldn't afford the paperback yet, so I got the hardcover version. So definitely looking forward to reading that one. All right. This one's not on my list for the month, but it does interest me. Killer Pack. There are a lot of Dogs Attack type books out there that were around in the 80s, very popular. Cujo being one of the most famous, I would say. Shadow Twin. Cool cover with the embossed faces on there. And that one is a Dell horror right here. You can see, so you can see the Dell Abyss logo right there. These ones are usually you don't find them just floating around at like thrift stores and stuff. They're scooped up pretty quick. But that is the logo you're going to look for if you were out there looking for a Dell Abyss. Killer. I actually have two of these. I have this as an original hardcover, Peter Tonkin. And there's the man right there. And I have a reprinted paperback from hell copy as well. I'm currently going through all these right here. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I'm reading each individual one and making a little video of it and adding music and stuff like that. I'm trying to do at least one a day for the entire month of October, so you will see these popping up. But look at how crazy some of these illustrations are, if I can get to some. And these are books that, you know, I read when I was a kid. It's rated like 9+, so some of these are pretty disturbing. Some of the imagery is pretty disturbing, and so you know, many of you probably read these when you were younger. They're super fun. They're a lot of times meant to be kind of told by the campfire and, you know, get some jump scares going, things like that. So anyways, there's that one. There are two more that are in that. More Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and Scary Stories, More Tales to Chill Your Bones. So those are originals there that I have. Oh, here's John Halkin again. Here's Slither. There are multiple covers of this one as well. I'm going to start moving along here. The others, this is an anthology. It has many guys that I would consider science fiction writers, but also some horror ones as well, Richard Matheson and things like that. So, interesting cover. The Totem, this one is on my list for the month, and this one got some of the highest votes this when I did that poll, because it seems like everybody said I should read this one. So looking forward to this one, and can't wait. Slugs as well is on my list. Sean Hudson did Rats and many other things. Very famous probably for the Rat trilogy as well as Slugs. So looking forward to that. There's a sequel to it called Breeding Ground, which I also have, and I want to read at some point. This one also won out on the poll. The Spirit, Thomas Page, is one of the top ones. This is a reprint again. So you can tell by this little ribbon up there. And I also am reading this month Skin by Kathy Koja. This will be, I think, the 5th book I've read by Kathy Koja, and this is her 3rd book. She had written The Cipher, Bad Brains, and then Skin. So I've read Cipher and Bad Brains, and so I'm kind of looking forward to Skin because I enjoyed the other two as well. So that one is on my list. Also, for the rest of the month, we have Clown in a Cornfield and Clown in a Cornfield 2. These are written by Adam Caesar. You can find him on YouTube, and popular author, won the Bram Stoker Award, I believe it says on here. Yeah, Bram Stoker Award winner. These are supposed to be really good. I'm super looking forward to those. Can't wait. The Nest also is on there, and Night of the Living Dead. These are both on my, reading for the month. So, all right, moving along to some few you may not have seen. An original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Can't wait for that one. The Dogs, another one of those animal attack dog ones by Robert Calder. Pure Snarling Terror. Moon of the Wolf. Apparently this is a very, very good one and hard to find or hard to come by. So, looking forward to this one. Unfortunately, this one was stuck to another book, and so the back is in terrible shape, but it's not going to affect the reading. So, looking forward to that one. The Swarm, Arthur Herzog, and I'm excited for this one also at some point. These last couple, I think I'm through all the ones that are on my list for the month. We'll see. I might come across one or two more here. All right. We got some Clive Barker, In the Flesh. Look at that cover. Is that not a wild cover? Look at the face. Look at the eyes. Oh, the eyes aren't there. Wow. Insane. Here's another one, The Inhuman Condition. Pretty insane as well. We have William Dobson, Fangs. And here's another one by Arthur Herzog, Orca. I just want to read all these at some point. This one was also on my poll, but it didn't get enough votes for the month, so we will get to it at some point. But Dying Breath, Robert Walker. And Richard Haig, The City. The Horror Pigs Are Back. Look at that. And this is the sequel to The Farm, which I'd like to get at some point too, but that is also very expensive. Here's the sequel to Slugs, Breeding Ground. And here's that reprinted Paperback from Hell, Killer, Peter Tonkin. This is one of my favorite covers. I love this. Vermin by Jean Lazuta, author of Bloodflies and Bleeder. Very cool. And we have a compilation, The Year's Best Fiction by Kathy Koja, or edited by Kathy Koja. So one of the ones I'm looking forward to reading. I'm close to having everything that Kathy Koja has written, so I'm very excited for that. I really enjoy her writing. All right, and we have The Lake, Carl Largent. Super cool cover. Tower of Evil, James Kistner. John Ferris, Wildwood. This one's kind of scratched up, but cool cover though. And Aaron Wolf, Invasion. I believe this is Dean Koontz, alter ego here. Soylent Green. I think this is more of a sci-fi, but it's kind of horrific too. Weird Shadows from Beyond. Look at that, dude. Dennis Etchison, Red Dreams. These are 13 different shorts there. The Boogeyman. Devil's Moon. And it looks like a peekaboo cover, but it's not. They had a good opportunity for it, but it's not, unfortunately. One of my favorites here, Blood Beast. Look at that. I should have put this one on my list for Halloween. So cool. Look at that. I love how they're embossed like that, or raised. So cool. Very cool Dracula. Move these out of the way since I'm holding them anyway. I love this Dracula cover. I have tons of different ones, and this is probably my favorite. So a little compilation one that contains the Hellbound Heart in it by Clive Barker, right there, which is what the Hellraiser series is based off of. I did read that earlier in the year. It was a great story. Probably my favorite I've read from Clive Barker so far. Here's another Clive Cabal. I think that's got to be my favorite of his so far. Another Masters of Darkness, but this is volume 3. Contains King, Barker, Kuntz, and so on. Dennis Etchison. Another one, Night Visions. So Kuntz, McCammon. A lot of little stories like that. Patrick. He isn't dead. He isn't alive. All right, Ramsey Campbell. The Doll Who Ate His Mother. I think this is a fairly rare one. Look at that. Supposedly this is really good too. I have not read this one yet. It's one that is on my list to read. Black Christmas. Thomas Altman. The Gatherer. Look at that. Trippy cover. Do you see the neck? And Child of Demons. Alright, let's grab another stack. Savage. This one is a peekaboo. Ooh, dang. That's pretty intense. James Herbert, The Fog. Definitely want to read that one too. Another Christmas one. Maybe I should do a Christmas horror series. Without Warning, Fern Michaels. The Plague Pit, Mark Ronson, author of Ogre. In the Blood, Stephen Gresham. This one's got some raised hand and scratches there. Very cool. Andrew Niederman, The Solomon Organization. Quite a few Niedermans, actually. All right, The Forever Children, Eric Flanders. Creepy Kid books. This one's seen better days. It's very waterlogged there, but still readable. Charles Grant, For Fear of the Night. It's like got a little color changing thing on there. Fear, Patrick Gates. And a Sea of Skulls, it looks like there. That's pretty cool. And this is supposed to be a pretty disturbing one. Wrath, James Wright, The Resurrectionist. I have not read it yet, but it is on my list to read at some point. And I will probably put that over with my TBR. The Moth. Oops, sorry. Richard Lehman, Out Are the Lights. See the hand right there? You can almost not see it. It's pretty cool. Another Ramsey Campbell, The Face That Must Die. I don't think this one's quite as rare. Charles Grant again, edited by Charles Grant. First Chronicles of Greystone Bay. Another collection of shorts in here or something. Yeah, looks like it. There we go. McCammon, Winter, Yarborough. So even more. A lot of familiar names. Okay, let's keep going. Jack Ellis, Seeing Eye. I think, if I remember right, it has something to do with, like, he gets his dog's eyes or something. When an accident destroyed his eyesight a year ago, Campbell Knight resigned himself to endless darkness. Then suddenly he's handed a miracle, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to restore his vision. It's a secret experiment in which implants in his brain are linked to the optic nerves of Shadow, a seeing eye dog. Oh, so he doesn't get the eyes, but he sees through the dog's eyes. Operation is a success. There's just one unusual side effect. Campbell isn't viewing the world through his own eyes. He's seeing the world through shadows. That's pretty cool. Sounds like a good one to me. Fear, Ronald Kelly. These like cocoon things hanging here. I've heard this one is good as well. Another copy of The Fog. This is Dennis Etchison though. And this is the one John Carpenter's movie based on. All right, Midsummer. It's a cool looking one. Matthew Costello. Great looking cover on this one. Can't tell what that is. Looks like a charter. Jack Ketchum, Hide and Seek. The Abyss, Jerry Cunningham. They dug 1 foot too far and released the demons of hell. I don't know if that's like a actual compliment there. I love this book. It's very close to being great. So, I mean, it was just good. Like, it was really close to being good. It just wasn't quite. Is that really what you want stamped on the cover? I don't know. To me, I don't know. Kind of seems like a little bit of an insult. Seductions, Ray Garton. The Quiet, Patrick Billings. Cool little cover. It's got the embossed trees and everything else there. Even the ripples of the water. Eye of the Daemon. Very cool cover. Look at that. And everywhere you go, the eyes follow you. But how intricate. Look at how intricate it is. They just don't make stuff like that anymore. I don't see too many horror covers like that. All right. Captain Quad. Sean Costello. Paralyzed for life, he possessed an evil stronger than death. I was mere flesh and blood then, now I'm divine. The Calling. This is a pretty rare one. I actually have one up on eBay, I think for close to $100, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I kept a copy and I had 2, so I put one up on eBay for sale. I think it's just hard to find, I guess. Fresh Steeler, Pauline Dunn. Intricate skulls there. The hand gripping them. Very cool. That's a zebra. Tamara Thorne, Eternity. Looks pretty cool. I mean, all these look great. All of them. Rattlers. And this is by Joseph Gilmore. Birth Pyre. Look at that. Larry Brand. Great cover. Actually got this one and a few others so far. I got this one, though, I remember for sure from Juan at Plagued by Visions. William Relling Jr., Silent Moon. Imp, Andrew Niederman. Crazy cover. The Island, T.M. Wright. Spawn of Hell, William Showell. Look at that. I have a lot, so I'm probably going to do a part 1 and a part 2 here. Tales by Moonlight 2. All the cats on there for all the cat lovers out there. John Tiggs as Evil Does. Very cool. It's a leisure horror. Tales from the Crypt. Great cover. Jack Olick. The Wereling. Half Man, Half Beast. David Robbins. Wolfile. Wolfile. Look at that. It's so cool. Pageant books. Toyland, Florence Ramey. Look at those guys. And their mad director of evil there. Grandfather by Anne Joseph. It's a zebra horror also. Chet Williamson, Soulstorm. Trippy cover. Actually came across like 3 Chet Williamsons and they were all signed, so just curious. It doesn't look like it. Okay. The Amulet, a novel of pure terror, Michael McDowell. Most of these you'll see in the Paperback from Hell book itself. If you go through that and cruise through, you'll see these throughout. Here's another Guyan Smith, like I was talking about earlier, Water Rights. And that one's fairly rare too. The Gilgal. Trippy. Whoa. That's disgusting. I guess that's not really a peekaboo, but it is scary if you were to take that veil off. You're like, hi, let me see you for the first time, dear. Close your eyes. Okay, open. Garden of Evil. Edmund Plante. Edmund Plante. Asylum, William Johnson. And this was a movie. So a movie stills on the back there. I've never seen this movie before. It'd be great to watch it after reading it. The Intruders, Pat Montendon. Look at that. Pretty cool. And this is like a hard cover there. The Jade Unicorn. goodness. Till you know the shape of evil, you cannot hunt it down. J. Halpern. With the bloody unicorn there. The New York cops thought it was a psycho, a madman, a nut. They were wrong. It was much worse. The Jade Unicorn, only in New York. The Heirloom, Thomas Luke. Look at that cover. That's like melted into the chair. The Plant People, Dale Carlson, excuse me. Such a short little book. Tiny little thing. Oh, it's got like, man, that's really short. Pictures, everything. Is this based on a movie? It must be a movie, yeah. Huh. Okay. Very short movie, apparently. Might just read that for fun. The Pack, William Essex. I mean, real quick. Like, just grab it, read it before bed one night for start and finish something real easy. Very cool. Another dog attack kind of book. A Whisper of Wings. I love this cover for some reason. It's all raised and everything. It's got a good feel to it. Stephen Ray Fulgham, author of The Forsaken, which, is that the same one I had earlier that I was talking about? No, that's Forgotten, sorry. A lot of these I've never heard anything about, so just kind of interested in them. Charles Grant, The Pet. Charles Grant I know from doing a lot of editing. I've never read a standalone novel by him yet. Rick Hautala, Dark Silence, if I'm saying that right. That is a zebra horror. Don't go near the old mill if you value your soul. What you'd see in Saw or something. Oopsie. Soul Eater. Check out that cover. Oh my goodness. Dana Brookins. It's a zebra horror also. The Devouring. Douglas Hawke. The leisure horror. Yeah. Okay. Falling Angel. William Hjortsberg. Stephen Laws, Darkfall. Shadows, number 6, edited by Charles Grant. I'd like to have all these at some point. I think I may have one or two more, but I don't remember which ones I have. Lots of great authors in those. Wake Up Screaming, Vincent Courtney. What a trip. They could have kept it quiet if she would have stayed dead. Wow. All right, Borderlands number 2. Charles Grant, Paul Wilson, Joy Lansdale. I have number 3, and that's the one that I have all the signatures from all the authors in it. Pretty cool find. So this one does not have all the signatures, but tons of great authors in these. I think we're going to go right on through here. Out of the Night, Patrick Wallen. Look at that. Death Angel, J.N. Williamson. Dead Lines, John Skip, Craig Spector. The Dreaming, Robert Sansuki. Second Fire, Robert Wilson. I love this one. Symphony, Adrian Savage. Grail, Philip Michaels. Voodoo Fury, Greg Loomis. Look at that. Dream Thorpe. Sorry, Chet Williamson. It's a cool cover. I had a couple of these. I think I sold them back at a couple of whatnots. Night World, F. Paul Wilson. Night Songs, Charles Grant. Blood Dreams, Jack McLean. Hellstone, Stephen Spruill. Lucifer's Eye, Hugh B. Cave. Trippy cover. The Living Dark, Stephen Gresham. Dark Advent, Brian Hodge with a peekaboo cover. Ready? Dang. It's pretty creepy one. The Unholy Smile, Gregory Douglas. It's a creepy one. As I've said in the past, that is the worst possible sticker placement, but some of these have been shown before. This one's a pretty valuable one. Joyride, Stephen Cry. I like this cover too. Deadly Harvest, Morgan Fields. Another Dog Attacks one. Playmates by Andrew Niederman again. Quite a few Andrew Niedermans. This is a trippy one too. Crooked Tree, Robert Wilson. And it is a peekaboo. You almost can't tell that it is. Ready? Surprise! Not what you were expecting. Peekaboo. This one I already showed, I believe. Killer Pack. So, found another duplicate. That'll go up on Whatnot. The Accursed, G.S. Burdick. Disciples of Cthulhu, Daw, number 213. For any Daw collectors out there. The Hungan, J.N. Williamson. It's like a genie in a bottle of cologne. Chumash, Gary Thompson. Another Charles Grant, Tales from the Night Side. And The Howling, 2. I don't think I have number 1, which I'd like to get because I'd like to read these. And I know there's a 3, but I don't know how many more after that. Evil Stalks the Night. Cool cover too, Catherine Meyer Griffin. Child's Play, Sal Conti. 3 strikes and you're out forever. Beastmaker, James Smith Jr. The Dreamers, Roger Manville. Sub-Zero, Robert Walker. This one looks more like a suspense or something, but still sounds cool. Death Dreams, William Katz. Witch Beast, Bernard King. Did I have that one already? I might have 2 of those. I'll try and check. I feel like I said that one already. It's a cool one. Twisted, Sue Hollister Barr. Joe Lansdale, The Night Runners. And I want to get the Drive-In, author of the Drive-In there. I need to get a copy of that. I don't have one yet. Poppy Z. Bright, Wormwood. I've heard Poppy Z. Bright's very good. I have not read any yet. Blood of the Wolf. Look at that cover. Jeffrey Godin. Got him. Yeah, I know, I'm a dork. All right. Shadows. This is the first one. Featuring Stephen King, edited by Charles Grant. And I think it's a Playboy Press. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Playboy Paperbacks. Come on, baby. There you go. See it there. John Coyne, The Shroud. Blood Farm, Sam Siciliano. It's cool looking. Simple, but cool looking. I like it. Summer of Night, Dan Simmons. And this one is a peekaboo, but not a very interesting peekaboo. Okay, cool, they're riding bikes. School's out, now it's time to learn fear. Is that like his version of It or something? David Robbins, The Wrath. Nightmare by Gloria Murphy. Oops, sorry. School Days, Robert Hughes. Almost can't see this. Very hard to see there. Definitely taped up in rough shape, but heck, you can still, oh, hey, there's a picture of somebody in there. All right. Hello. Random. That is not somebody I know. That was just in the book. All right. James Herbert, Sepulcher. And this one's actually in good shape. It's pretty crisp still and feels like it hasn't even been read. The Wilds, Claude Tools. Another mountain killer, snow awesomeness. Body Snatchers, The Body Snatchers, Jack Finney. I think I had one of those already with a different cover. I love this book cover. I don't know why I love this so much, but it is great. Tangerine. Look at that. Something about this one I just love. Linda Crockett Gray. And I think it's a fairly rare one. I don't think it's very, very valuable. I've never seen it. I've never heard anybody talk about it. Just looks cool to me. This one catches my eye. Makes me want to read it. This is a great peekaboo also. Demon's Eye, Stephen Gresham. You can tell. Ready? Really cool. Zebra Horror. Shrine, James Herbert. I may have had another Shrine in there that had a different cover. I'm not sure. I feel like I already said this one. But another James Herbert. Another Andrew Niederman, Perfect Little Angels. Lots of Andrew Niedermans. The Hounds of Dracula, Ken Johnson. Now a major motion picture. I don't think I've ever seen that one. It'd be fun. Read these, look them up, find them, read them, and then watch the movie. Wish we could have movie night all together. Just all watch the movie together and talk about it. That'd be fun. Night Warriors, Graham Masterton. Tor Horror. We're sort of getting down to the bottom here. Death Coach, J.N. Williamson. This is a great looking cover too. Another Andrew Niederman. Night Howl. And another James Herbert, The Jonah. Icefire, Robert Wilson. This is a big boy. Jeez. They're usually not, 550 pages long. That's a thick boy. Time Double, Dick Barrett. It's a peekaboo. No, feels like a peekaboo, but it's not. But it is all raised like that. Orphans, Ed Naha. Robert Bloch, Strange Eons. Very cool. Trippy cover. Ramsey Campbell, The Influence. This one is a peekaboo. It's a pretty cool one. I like that. They put their stamp on there. That's just kind of lame. Have you guys read any of these? I'd love to know. Incarnate, Ramsey Campbell. Tell me. Put that on your list. You need to read that. This one's a big old 500-pager too. The Lost Children, Brett Rutherford. Great cover. Absolutely great cover. Toy Cemetery, William Johnston. zebra horror. And John Russo, The Awakening. John Russo's wrote the Night of the Living Dead, which I'm planning on reading, so curious about his other stuff too. This one's a kind of a disturbing one, like disturbing in a different way. Demon Lovers and Strange Seductions, M.L. Carter. All right. Ramsey Campbell, New Terrors #2. It's a collection of stories from different authors. I think I have #1 in here somewhere. We'll see in a minute if I do. Feral, Burton Rouchet. Guess who they're having for dinner? Evil. Evil. With the peekaboo. And evil is a quiet word. Thaddeus, Theodius, Carol. A novel that murmurs, oh, so softly, of unspeakable horror. So pretty much they just did the same picture 3 times. All right. Front, back, and the peekaboo. Oh, yep, here we go. New Terrors, Ramsey Campbell. There's the first one. So Stephen King, Gene Wolfe in there. Bob Shaw. Interesting. Usually sci-fi authors. I know them as sci-fi authors. The Sign of the Guardian. Look at that. What a trip. John Arthur Long. Robert Bloch. The Scarf. I think this one's a fairly rare one too. Kiki, John Gill. I don't know if this is horror, but I don't think it is. Chills the blood right up to the wrenching end. Maybe. Okay, this one's a rare one. I know that. Screenplay, Douglas Sosby. Very cool cover too. And it's in good shape. Carl Edward Wagner, Year's Best Horror Stories. Looks like 12. And unfortunately, this one's kind of fallen apart. Let's see, we got page 95, 96, 97. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's missing pages. It looks like one just came out. So still able to be read, but it is kind of coming apart there. I have a few of these Year's Best Horror Stories one. We'll see a few more here in a minute. The Sound of Midnight, Charles Grant again. A Pack of Children, More Horrifying Than Carrie. Under the Fang, edited by Robert McCammon. Disciples of Dread, Hubie Cave. Leigh Clark, Carnivore. This one interests me too. This just looks great. Author of The Feeding. Oh, so it's like The Thing. They're out Antarctic research outpost. Come on. It's got to be good. Simon Clark, Blood Crazy. Ramsey Campbell, Ancient Images. One scary book. Be prepared. This is a one-sitting read. And we got a peekaboo. Ooh, that's cool. I like it. That's a good one. Decent peekaboo cover. Oh, I love this cover. The Abyss. Look at that. Steve Vance. It's a great cover. This one too. Nightshade. Look at that. Stanley Moore. It's so great. Now we got a Dennis Wheatley, Star of Ill Omen. And I don't know what these little things are, but it's pretty creepy looking. The Cunning, Robert Bloch. Cold Print, Ramsey Campbell. Stalkers, Dean Koontz, John Coyne, Paul Wilson, McGammon. It's another collection of stories. Still Dead, Book of the Dead 2, another collection of stories. Dan Simmons, Douglas Winter, John Skip, Craig Spector. Animal, oh, Fatal Magic. I thought it said Animal. Fatal Magic, Janice Harrell. And this one is really beat up, but I can still read it. Oh, it's moldy too. Yeah. Probably set that one aside. The Switch, Nick Sharman. I mean, what a good cover to have had a peekaboo, right? You could have opened it up and seen the other side. That would have been cool. Demon's Fright, Penelope Banca Krebs. It's a cool cover also. I love this, how it's all embossed and raised all right here. Just Before Dark, Jack McLean. Hidden in the heaps of rusted old cars, a deadly evil lurked. See a mix of bones and stuff in there. All over. That's cool. This one's in good shape too. Feels good. Nice and crisp. Deadly Nature, V.M. Thompson. Great cover also. The Boogans. A major motion picture too, another one. And Charles E. Sellier Jr. and Robert Waverka. I never heard of this one. Have to check out that movie also. Okay. Book of the Dead, John Tiggs. Leisure Horror. Sean Hudson, Spawn. Trippy looking one. Oh, and we got some Books of Blood, volumes 2 and 3 by Clive Barker. My volume 1 is in my books that I read this year, so I do have the other one. Some of my books aren't going to make it on this video because they're in my collection of what I've read so far this year, and I didn't want to dig all those out and separate them all out and all that. So, all right, we got Year's Best Horror Stories. Here's some more. Number 2, number 3, and number 11. I'd love to get all these at some point. So I know I have at least 4 in this pile so far, and I have one more that's in my have been read or was being read section of books. I don't know if it's still on my bedside table or what, but there's another one around somewhere. The Witching, Fritzen Ravenswood. cool little, it's like foil looking. Covers are so creative. Spore 7. Without you, Spore 7 cannot live. Clancy Carlisle. This looks good. Spore 7 has invaded. Spore 7 is silent, invisible, grimly relentless. Spore 7 will seize your body, alter your mind, and rob your humanity. Is it a germ warfare experiment hatched by an enemy power? An invader from the depths of space? The work of demons? Spore 7. I don't think I've ever heard anyone mention this book ever, so looks interesting though. I'd like to read it. Death Spore, Harry Adam Knight. I really want to read this because I'm holding out to get a copy of Fungus, which I want to read by Harry Adam Knight. And it's the copy I want isn't very cheap. So I do want to read this though because Fungus looks so good, and I'm assuming this one's probably great as well. I'm gonna set this one aside for reading here in the near future. Howl Oween, Gary Holloman. Tomb 7, Gene Snyder. Is this the musician Gene Snyder? I don't know. F. Paul Wilson, Reprisal. A sequel to The Keep and Reborn. I'm pretty sure I have The Keep. I don't know about Reborn. C. Dean Anderson, Fiend. A. Merritt, 7 Footprints to Satan. A. Merritt I know mostly from science fiction writings. Trippy covers. Legion of the Dead, Hugh B. Cave. Oh, I think I did this one already. So another copy of The Dogs. So I'll try to remember these duplicates, and I'll put them on the next Whatnot show, which should be coming up shortly. Robert Calder. Let me set that aside. There we go. Disturbing Gross one again. Richard Lee Byers, Dead Time. It's a pretty disgusting looking one. Get that, man. Grody. Oh, one of my favorites. One of the best uses of a peekaboo cover, in my opinion, is Sins of the Flesh, Don Davies and Jay Davies. Ready? I mean, that's like, that's exactly how you want to utilize a peekaboo cover. That's fantastic. Love it. Got to read this one at some point. I've sold it several times and I've showed it several times. Shimmers, or Shivers. Sorry. Shivers. It's late here, people. William Showell, author of Spawn of Hell, which I showed a little while ago. Walkers, Graham Masterton. Look at that cover. That's pretty trip. So neat, man. These are so good. The Rage, Jack Ramsey. This one feels really old. What's the date? 77. Feels older than it is. And Hell Tracks, William F. Nolan. This one looks great too. Man, I'm a sucker for these covers. I want to read them all. They just look so good. Someone Like You, Roald Dahl, who wrote Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The Devil's Laughter, William Johnstone. Zebra horror. Apparently having to do with clowns. Unearthed, Ashley McConnell. John Tiggs, Monster. 'Twas Beauty Tamed, the Savage Sasquatch. Some Fritz Leiber, Our Lady of Darkness. Fritz Leiber I know from science fiction, fantasy novels too. And another Fritz Leiber, Conjure Wife. This one is a peekaboo. Very, very interesting one. And if you do that, they go together. Ronald Kelly, Something Out There. Linda Crockett Gray, Scryer. The Best Horror Stories, Volume 1. King, Grant, Matheson. Which Matheson is in here? Let's see. Night of the Tiger, Stephen King. I haven't read that, actually. Oh, Brian Aldiss in there, too. Wow. Dress of White Silk, Matheson. I have not read that one yet. Lots of great authors in here. Should read that one soon, too. Another A. Merritt, The Face in the Abyss. This one is like perfectly preserved. I think it has that like, yeah, someone like laminated it. Come on, wake up. Even my camera's getting tired, it can't focus. All right, last few here. Erebus, Sean Hudson. So Slugs, Spawn, that Sean Hudson. Star, not one I'm familiar with. Read Erebus and never eat red meat again. Oh my. All right. It's all the vegans theme book or something. No Blade of Grass, John Christopher. I don't really know what this one's about, but I want to read more John Christopher. Cursed Be the Child, Mort Castle. With the creepy nails on the hand there. Grody. The Haven, G.R. Diamond. So many killer dog stories, huh? So many. Kent cigarette ad. Night Cries, Barbara Steiner. With the killer goose down here. Any Canadian friends out there would know the terror that this brings. Absolutely horrific. Geese, Canadian geese are relentless. Firebug, Robert Bloch. All right, a rare one, Guy and Smith, Crab's Moon. There's a whole series of these killer crab ones. Love to have all these at some point. This one is definitely not the first one, but it is a rare one. Origin of the Crabs and Crabs on the Rampage. Yeah, I gotta find all these at some point. They're pretty expensive to buy. So also these, Friday the 13th, Mother's Day, Eric Morris. These are pretty expensive as well. This is the first Camp Crystal Lake novel. Oh, I would love to get all these as well, but you know, very expensive. But looks like a pretty easy read. I mean, large print, big spacing, all that. So it is considered a YA horror. And last one right here, Forbidden Objects by Maggie Davis. Cool cover as well. Tor horror. All right, that is all of the ones that I set aside recently. I have many more that are mixed into my reading lists, and you know, some signed ones, things like that. And if you noticed, I didn't have like any John Sauls in here, or several other big authors where their books are kind of easily found. I have a lot of those still, but they're set aside somewhere else. So that's about it. I'm gonna wrap it up. And if you stuck here this long, you're crazy, and you're awesome too. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.